0% effort. This is the instant way to draw in 1 billion. The 3-second before sleep technique. Friend of the universe, I want you to pause for a moment from everything you're thinking about. Take a slow breath and let this one sentence shake your whole understanding of manifestation so far. If you're still visualizing a luxury car for 30 minutes, you're wasting time. It sounds harsh, yes. It sounds like something I shouldn't say in a spiritual context. But that's exactly the core of our talk today. Because, friend of the universe, there is something far faster, far deeper, and far more effective than long visualizations that leave you exhausted. Today we're talking about 0% effort. Yes, you heard right. I'm actually going to bring you a technique that doesn't need intensity, doesn't need high focus, doesn't need long meditation, doesn't need repeated affirmations, just 3 seconds. And if you do it right, those 3 seconds can become the most sacred moment that locks a new reality in your life, including the 1 billion you've intended for a long time. But before we go there, I want to admit something people rarely discuss honestly. Many of you are tired of trying to manifest, tired of holding back fear, tired of trying to think positive, tired of pushing away financial anxiety, and tired of pretending to be strong. And I get it. I truly get it, because most people don't realize they're manifesting on the wrong frequency. The frequency of, I don't have it yet. The frequency of, I hope it happens. The frequency of, I need that money to come fast. And every time you try harder, you're like someone trying to pull money with a rope. You want the money to come closer, but the rope you're pulling is actually tied to yourself. The harder you pull forward, the harder you snap back. The harder you chase, the farther it goes. This is the exhausting illusion of manifestation. This is why you feel like you work hard in the physical world and work even harder in the inner world. And this is where many friends of the universe get trapped. They work hard to feel rich. But the feeling of working hard itself is a sign of inner poverty. And today I want to take you out of that loop, out of the old manifestation paradigm that's full of hard work, out of the frequency of chasing. Because when you chase, you place yourself as someone who doesn't have it yet. And that's the only reason your manifestation feels heavy. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine there's one technique that only needs 3 seconds, that requires no effort, no long visualization, no affirmations, no high frequency, no perfect mood, just 3 seconds done right before sleep. When your mind is no longer fighting, when your body has surrendered, when your logic is soft, when you are at the gate between the conscious world and the subconscious world. What could happen if in that most sacred moment, you insert a new command into your reality? What happens if in the very seconds your body lets go, you insert a new identity, a new life path, a new reality that forces the universe to adjust its route to you? Today, friend of the universe, I'm giving you a technique that breaks all the rules of conventional manifestation. A technique that might make you wonder, is it allowed to be this comfortable? Is it allowed to be this fast? And the answer is yes. Not just allowed. It's how it's meant to be. Because the universe never asked you to work hard for something that already belongs to you in the realm of feeling. And 1 billion isn't something you create. It's something you allow in. This technique isn't about trying to pull money. This technique is about allowing a new reality to replace the old one. And I want you to listen to this with your calmest heart. Because after you learn this 3-second technique, your life won't go back to the way it was. Before we get into the how-to, I'll give one warning. This technique might make you wealthy without pressure. This technique might make you truly feel relief tonight. This technique might make new doors appear without you searching. So do it at your own risk. The risk of becoming your most financially free self. Now let's get into the logical foundation of this technique that seems instant. This is not magic. This is not universe manipulation. This is not a motivational trick. This is an energy law that works simply yet very deeply. 0% effort principle, duration 2 to 3 minutes. Friend of the universe, before we enter the sacred 3-second technique, we need to understand why it works. Because without understanding the base, you'll think this is just another viral tip. It's not. It's far deeper than that. Let's start from the most important core. 1. The instant key. The feeling that something is already finished, already yours. No chasing needed, no stressing needed, no more thinking it to death. This is what's called 0% effort. 0% effort doesn't mean laziness. It doesn't mean giving up on life. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It's the opposite. 0% effort means you stop fighting the current of the universe. You stop trying to schedule when the money comes. You stop controlling the scenario. You stop working hard in mind energy and start surrendering in feeling energy. And in the world of feeling, in the 4D world, already finished is far stronger than hundreds of hours of mental work. Someone who is already finished doesn't chase. Someone who is already finished doesn't beg. Someone who is already finished simply allows. This is why the technique is instant. Because it jumps straight to the finished frequency, not the process toward finished. 2. Neville Goddard's teaching. Manifestation happens when feeling becomes fact. Neville teaches a very simple law. What you feel is real will become real. Not what you see, not what you affirm, not what you visualize, but what you feel as fact. And facts in the world of feeling don't need physical proof. In fact, when physical proof isn't there yet, feeling is the only proof needed. When you enter the feeling of finished, you're already holding that reality first in the subtle world. And the physical world has no choice but to catch up to that feeling and mirror it back to you. Because the universe doesn't respond to thoughts. The universe doesn't respond to words. The universe responds only to the frequency of your identity. 3. Trying frequency versus being frequency. This matters, friend of the universe. When you're trying to be rich, that's the frequency of lack. When you're trying to feel worthy, that's the frequency of unworthy. When you're trying to erase fear, that's the frequency of fear. And 1 billion never comes to the vibe of, I need money. It comes to the vibe of calm, the vibe of relief, the vibe of already finished, the vibe of safe, the vibe that isn't chasing anything. Abundance isn't a magnet for anxiety. Abundance is a magnet for calm. The more you chase money, the more you send the signal that you don't have it, while the more you surrender, the more you send the signal that you've been walking with that money for a long time. 4. Why are 3 seconds enough? This is the question that breaks many people's logic. How can it be only 3 seconds? The answer is simple. Because the quality of feeling beats the quantity of time. 3 seconds of intense feeling are far stronger than 3 hours of visualization without feeling. And these 3 seconds happen at the holiest time, right before sleep. When logic softens, the conscious mind drifts off, the subconscious opens, the body's energy lowers, your identity is fluid, and a new identity can enter without resistance. This is not an ordinary moment, it is a reality gateway that opens only briefly. And if you know how to enter it, you can change your entire life with just one small, very strong feeling. The 3-second technique before sleep. Before we start, I want you to truly pay attention to every word, because this technique isn't designed to be understood by the mind, but to be felt by your deepest awareness. This 3-second technique is a door, and once you cross it, your old identity won't be able to come back. One sacred moment. The 3-second gate. Friend of the universe, there is one moment every night that you often pass by without noticing. The moment when your eyes grow heavy, your body loses its tension, your thoughts start to float, your logic dims slowly, your mental guard starts to fall asleep. In the spiritual world, this is called SATS, the state akin to sleep. In modern terms, we call it the hypnagogic state, the transition world between conscious and unconscious. This is where the magic happens, because the subconscious opens, and whatever you place inside is accepted as reality, not possibility. And this sacred window opens for about 3 seconds. That's why this is called the 3-second technique. If you can insert a new identity into that gate, the subconscious will lock it in as fact. And that fact will start printing into your physical reality. 2. Step 1. 1 second to lock relief. Finished. Lay your body down as usual when you're about to sleep. Don't tense up. Don't try to do manifestation. Let your body relax until you're almost asleep. Then inhale slowly and release while saying in your heart, very softly, finished. Not as an affirmation, not as a mantra, but as a feeling. A feeling that your struggle is finished, that the chase energy has stopped, that you've stopped forcing a route, Feel it like a weight lifting from your shoulders. Feel as if you don't need to work on anything anymore. Because in that second, you are not asking, you are allowing. That is the relief the universe understands. 3. Step 2. 1 second to lock the new identity. I am financially safe. Right after that relief appears, without delaying even a second, insert your new identity. Use any sentence you like, but for this video, we'll use the simplest and strongest. I am a calm person who is always financially safe. Say it in your heart with the softest feeling, as if you're remembering something that's always been true. Not hoping, not pretending, not trying to believe, but remembering. Because in the feeling world, this identity is already yours. You're simply syncing with the version of you that's naturally wealthy. 4. Step 3. 1 second to lock the touch of certainty. Now, still in that in-between state of waking and sleep, gently touch one of your fingers, any finger. Why touch a finger? Because the body needs a physical anchor to lock the feeling into the subconscious. Then, without imagining money, without forcing visuals, without counting numbers, just bring up the total calm you would feel if that 1 billion were already in your account. The relief, the safety, the no more effort feeling, the already have it feeling, the already finished feeling. Just that feeling. No scene needed, no image needed, no details. In 1 second, simply let that certainty touch your body. That's it. 5. The most crucial instruction. Sleep. Don't think about it again. After those 3 seconds are done, roll over or choose your most comfortable sleep position. Then, let your body drift off. And here's the most important part. Don't think about the technique again. Don't check whether you did it right. Don't evaluate the feeling. Don't try to hold the feeling. Because once you try, it's no longer 0% effort. It becomes, I'm trying to get. And manifestation doesn't work in that frequency. By sleeping, you send a signal to the universe. I'm finished. I don't need to control anything. Surrender. That's the core power of this technique. Validating results, the power of instant. Friend of the universe, after you do the 3-second technique, don't expect the 1 billion to fall from the sky. The universe works with intelligence far more elegant than that. It channels it, not a miracle that pops up out of nowhere. And usually within 24 to 72 hours, you'll start seeing these signs. 1. The first sign. Business ideas or inspiration that feel light. This is the most common sign. Suddenly you get an idea, but not a heavy idea. Not an idea that forces you to work hard. Not an idea that stresses you out. It's an idea that arrives with relief. A feeling that it's almost impossible to fail. A feeling that there's already a way. If you feel that, it's not just your mind. It's responsiveness to the new identity signal you're broadcasting. 2. The second sign. Unexpected offers or opportunities. Maybe someone contacts you. Maybe a new client appears. Maybe an old project suddenly moves. Maybe someone wants to collaborate. Or a money channel you never considered shows up. And the way it arrives is always the same. Unexpected, yet it feels right. As if life says, it's your time. 3. The third sign. You no longer care when the 1 billion arrives. This is the strongest sign. A sign that your subconscious has locked the new identity. One morning you wake up and you feel calm. Not anxious, not chasing, not nervously hoping, not forcing scenarios. There's a relief you can't explain, a safety without a reason, an already finished feeling without physical proof. And that is the highest sign of subconscious transformation. Because when you don't care, it doesn't mean you gave up. It means you've become the instant power. Why does this technique look magical? Friend of the universe. The technique is instant not because money arrives magically, but because your identity shifts instantly. And once the identity shifts, everything outside you starts to adjust. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. The universe responds to who you are. Once you change, physical reality has no choice but to move accordingly. Like a mirror, you can't wait for the reflection to change first before you change your face. Once you change, the reflection changes. Once your feeling changes, the world changes. Once your identity changes, money has to follow. Once you are finished, reality must reflect it. Finished. No negotiation, no discussion, no distance. This law works 24 hours a day. Friend of the universe, we've gone far enough tonight. From realizing that manifestation doesn't work through hard effort, to knowing that the miracle happens when we enter 0% effort, when we stop chasing and start being. You understand the principle, you understand the logic, and more importantly, you now hold a very sacred technique, the 3-second before sleep technique. One technique you don't need to repeat hundreds of times. You don't need to memorize it. You don't need to control it. Just do it with honest feeling, then let it go. Tonight will be the most important night in your financial journey. Because tonight, for the first time, you stop chasing money and start being the one who already has it. No need to visualize a luxury car. No need to repeat affirmations thousands of times. No need to force your mind to believe. Because after tonight, the thing moving isn't your mind, it's your identity. And once your identity shifts, that 1 billion is no longer a target. It becomes normal, fitting, aligned, automatic, because it's on the same frequency as you. Friend of the universe, I want you to remember one thing. The greatest provision doesn't come because you chase it. The greatest provision comes when you're ready to receive it without effort. And tonight, you're opening that door. Tonight's task is only 3 seconds. When you're about to sleep later, don't think about the technique all day. Don't prepare. Don't rehearse. No need. when your eyes get heavy, when your body feels floaty, remember these 3 sacred steps. 1 second of relief, finished. 1 second of new identity, I am financially safe. 1 second of certainty, touch your finger with total calm. Then sleep and let the universe work for you. Let reality adjust to your new feeling. Let life open routes you never imagined. Let the money flow from directions you never predicted. Tonight you're not chasing 1 billion. Tonight, 1 billion is chasing you. Before this video ends, I want you to write your new identity in the comments. Not for the algorithm, not for me, but for yourself. Write it with confidence. I am financially safe. Finished. This sentence isn't an affirmation. It's a declaration, a confirmation, a statement that starting today, you no longer vibrate as someone who chases money. You vibrate as someone who already has it. Click like if this video makes you feel lighter. Click subscribe if you want your spiritual financial journey to keep growing. And share this video with someone whose life you want to see transformed. Friend of the universe, see you in the version of your life that's calmer, safer, and richer. See you in the new reality you're creating tonight. And as always, see you at the bank where you'll handle the 1 billion that has already come into your life. Sleep well. Surrender well. Become. Want to unlock even more? Tap the link in our bio to access the Abundant Wealth Code sound frequency, designed to elevate your potential and align you with a life of purpose, prosperity, and peace. If this message resonates, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your presence and support matters more than you know, and together, we rise.